What's up, people? Welcome back to the Pokemon PureRed Catch-em-all. Last time we beat Misty thanks to our critical hit machine Krabby. In this episode, we're going to be making our way to Vermilion City. But first up, we have to go through this house. The people here were robbed. It's obvious that Team Rocket is behind this most heinous crime. Even our police force has trouble with the Rockets. Somehow that's not entirely surprising to me. They stole a TM for teaching a Pokemon how to dig holes. That might come in handy. Now, if only there wasn't a dude in the backyard that just stole something from this house, right? I'm an innocent bystander, don't you believe me? Unfortunately for you, brother, I feel like if you're gonna rob a place, you probably shouldn't hang out in the backyard, especially with not even changing your outfit, but what do I know? I decided that I wanted to get some old faces in the team, so I brought Mankey and Growlithe to kind of level them up, although they are a bit under level now compared to the rest of the team. That being said, took care of the Lickitung, no problem. Although for this Drowsy, I do not want to mess with it. One of the things about Gen 1 is that Psychic types just kind of run the game because they don't have a lot of weaknesses. But I do have Vice Grip for Krabby. Yeah, didn't even need a crit for that time. Stop, I'll give up. I'll leave quietly. And we get Dig. Pretty good TM, all things considered, although the prevalence of Dusclaw I think is going to help a lot. I figure what's lost is lost. Always nice to start an episode with a dub. We get to make our way now to Route 5, although this is new. Hey, haven't you made enough trouble for me already? That door's boarded up for a reason. Nothing to see here. Get out. Sure, let's keep reading. Read a lot about Drowsy. This is so tantalizing. Oh, that's neat. I read about this in the GitHub, that you can actually register a Pokemon's moveset so that you can see what level they learn things. That's cool. So yeah, it shows you what they get to learn as long as you have it registered in your Pokedex, I guess. And you get Hypno at 26. That's a neat feature. That being said, I don't know why this dude would live right next to the guy he robbed. And the police in this game must be useless if they can't figure that one out. But here we are in Route 5, and there are some new Pokemon that we can catch here. This route is always kind of awkward, although there's a battle here maybe. No? Lowly bug catcher. Nothing like a straw hat and a good day's work. I work for the daycare. This route's always kind of annoying, just because of the ledges and if you can mess up. Are there trainers here? These new? They are. Nice. Rookie sends out a Squirtle. Not a great matchup at all for Growlithe, unfortunately. But obviously nothing that Ivysaur can't handle. Piece of cake. So there's another fight here. On the road again. I think he's using the different sprites here of like the unused sprites of the game, which I think is pretty neat. He's going to transform, so I guess I just bite for neutral damage. How am I missing? This is a really bulky Ditto. I'm not even going to do the service of using a crab hammer on you. Get the Dusclaw. Seal next. Karate Chop. Although I don't think Seal is Ice type yet. It is not, but I'll take the crit. Another one. Dendratini. Same thing, I think. Just stick to Karate Chop. Krabby is just insane. He really wants to be on the team. There's an item over here, 5 for 5s. Save some trips to the Pokemart. Looks like 2 battles back to back here. Let's hope that Growlithe can actually do something this time. Some positive thinking. You know what? I'm positively going to beat you. Since I'm Eevee. Not a great match for Growlithe. Gonna send in the Ivysaur on the Ember. So not the best idea there. Switches back to the Eevee. I like that the trainers at least do stuff like that. Makes it entertaining. Although ultimately it shouldn't matter too much in the long run. At this point I'm like, these are just switching to switch. And he got burned. Let's go. Ooh, I think that's the first time I've seen this burn animation. I like that little quality of life flavor stuff they add. Makes Gen 1 feel a little bit more alive than it has maybe in the past. And there we go. Firewall. Yes, I do want this move. Let's see if we can test out Firewall against this guy. I'm practicing some negative thinking. You look tough. There's a big chance I might lose to you. Okay, I like it. Positive, negative brothers. Okay, seems like a good opportunity to try and use Firewall. See what it does. Withdraw. Charmeleon, though. I should have seen that coming. But I have a crab. Let's see Oko. Easy. I don't even need a crit. Now I can actually just one-shot this with Vice Grip. Nice. See, I told you so. Okay, so Firewall, 90% accuracy, 20 power. A wall of fire scorches the foe, causes burn if it hits. Can't burn fire type. Okay, so it's like a free burn move. It's kind of like, I guess, a Nuzzle in later games. TMO2. What's that? Roost. Ooh, that'll become in handy. Now that the battling's out of the way, we can check out the daycare. Now, a Pokemon I don't really care very much about, Lickitung. I'm going to just leave here, just to see what happens. I'm going to forget about this for a while, although I don't particularly like to use it, especially in a game like this where there's not a move reminder, just because you don't want to miss out on moves that you would otherwise get just because the daycare man decided to overwrite them. With the daycare out of the way, there are a few Pokemon that I need to get here. First up, this is the place where you can get Wild Bulbasaur. So if you didn't choose Bulbasaur at the start, here you go. That being said, I have my own Bulbasaur. Therefore, it is unnecessary. Now this is the Pokemon, or one of the Pokemon that I'm looking for. Farfetch'd. Now I have to hit it with Low Kick and hope that it doesn't KO it. Although Wing Attack will probably hurt. Oh wow, yeah. It must have very high attack. So it looks like it didn't get an attack buff, it got an HP buff, and it got a speed buff. Still, pretty cool nonetheless. The sprig of green onions it holds is its weapon. It is used much like a metal sword. Next up is Oddish. I love its cute little sprite. Also, probably one of my favorite grass types, at least in this game. I was lucky enough to find a shiny Oddish once, and so I beat, I think, a Gen 2 romhack with a shiny Vileplume. It's also definitely a Pokemon that I find can slot pretty easily into a lot of teams. During the day, it keeps its face buried in the ground. At night, it wanders around, sowing its seeds. So in what amounted to 2.5 real-life baseball innings, I was looking for Chansey and could not find it. Either it's just a really, really rare encounter that I will have to find another time, or it's a mistake on the part of the developer. It's probably the first one, and I'm just not being patient enough. That being said, I think it's more important that we just kind of move on to the next part. Obviously, getting to Vermilion City, we can't go through the gate through Saffron, we have to wait for that, and so we have to use this underground path. Do you have a Voltorb? Want to train a Tangela? I don't have a Voltorb. Yet. Everyone knows the underground here. Although I think, obviously, there's new stuff. Fight Club, Challenge Star. Well, I didn't anticipate running into a battle immediately. Cool kid wants to fight. Nidoran. Now I have my Arbok in front here. I was looking for that Chansey for so long. I actually am a big fan of Arbok in this game so far. It added some really nice power early to the game. And you get a crit. Knocked out. Invitational, let's go. Nidoran female. Nothing that Dustclaw shouldn't be able to take out. You know, Mankey actually had more of a problem with this thing than I thought it would. Now I got a crit. Now this thing will probably crit me, so I'm gonna go and glare and hope that I survive. Oop. No, didn't work. Krabby giveth, and Krabby taketh away. You're good. And on we go. Ooh, new guy. I've got a business trip in Vermilion City. Another fight. Gentleman. Kadabra. Now this is a really bad matchup for me, but anyone is a bad matchup for Pidgeotto. Didn't stand a chance. Not bad. People often lose things in that underground path. There are definitely hidden items there. I'm not going to try to search for them now. I don't think it's really worth my time, but this battle is. I'll be honest, I didn't think about this as a fight, but it's alright. Seems like another robber here. Burglar. Growlithe. I'm wondering if Dust Claw is almost not worth it. Instead, just trying to use Low Kick. Well, I could be wrong. At least I got the level. This thing will be annoying, so I'm just gonna go ahead and glare it. That way, at least I can get the speed advantage. A crit and a flinch. Mankey, my king. And of course, he hits the sleep. No big deal. I'm not too worried about Growlithe in this fight, hopefully. Leech Seed is gonna suck, but we'll see how many turns of sleep I get. If Absorb is its best attacking move, I think we're in an okay spot. Okay, it has Mega Drain. That's not good. Poor Growlithe really just getting wrecked here. Oh, okay. More sleep turns. Okay, I legitimately think that I got the max amount of sleep turns. What sucks is that in Gen 1, I think I'm just dead. Did I just lose this fight with Growlithe? Because I got max turns of sleep? Anyway, what I was trying to say is that in Gen 1, it read the Leech Seed? Oh. This thing's annoying. I hate these legs. What I was trying to say, again, is that in Gen 1, waking up from sleep counts as your whole turn. And so it really sucks when you have a turn like that, where you get all of the sleep turns, and then you wake up and it doesn't even matter. So, that was so unfortunate. Yikes, I'm out of here. If there is a trainer that I've disliked the most in this game, this guy is in the contention for that. Not even a 9-up here? That sucks. Really, screw that guy then. Now that Adam's on the side. The guard won't let me through. I'll battle you instead. As long as you don't have a max sleep turn execute, I think I'll be fine. So this guy's mismatched with the guys from the north. Nothing like triple switching. How did he... Okay. I think this guy's just gonna do exactly what the last guy did and just switch a bunch. I should have just tackled again. I'm not using my brain this episode. Definitely not. But it's alright. We got rap shenanigans. These trainers on this route really are just maximum trying to be as annoying as possible, right? It's like almost with when you see like ROM hacks, like later ROM hacks, I guess, where it's just straight difficulty. And they're just annoying fights to be annoying. That's almost how I feel about these. It's one of the reasons I don't like doing Nuzlocke, honestly. Just because I feel like so often it's like games trying to get gotchas. And I don't know. I don't get a lot of enjoyment out of that. I will take that crit though. Well deserved after all this. Yeah, no hate to people that do Nuzlocke. You know, more power to you if you really enjoy it. But for myself, I don't. I've done a few before, but I've never had a good experience with them, I think, to the point where I really like them. I think the one I remember doing most was I did a Pokemon Emerald randomizer. And, another crit, thank you. The MVP of that team was like a Jumpluff. What should I do? Never play this game again. For Calcium. I don't know if that was worth it. There aren't many bugs I hear. Okay, so Firewall. Let's try Firewall on. It hits, and it should give me a burn now. Nice. Missed the stun spore. I've been kind of down on Growlithe, honestly. It had that, you know, pretty strong start. Well, it had a weak start, and then it got better. But now I feel like it's kind of fallen behind again. Maybe it's just because the Pokemon that I've been getting have been more powerful, like Krabby and Arbok. But like, you couldn't... How did it not one-hit KO a Caterpie with a super effective stab move? I know that Caterpie's bulky, so it should be able to take out the Weedle at least. It didn't. It did less to the Weedle. Yeah, so these are the fights that I'm like expecting Growlithe to come in and do numbers, and unfortunately it just hasn't. We got this couple here. I think one of these people has a Squirtle, right? Who's there? Quit listening in on us. You can't tell me what to do. I'll listen if I want to listen. Here's Squirtle. Should take care of this pretty easy, although Squirtle is bulky enough to where it can be annoying. Unfortunate matchup for me. Like looking into a mirror and having to be faced with your shortcomings. Pidgeotto clean up. I just can't win. Excuse me, this is a private conversation. At least we're almost to Vermilion. I feel like this is just taking forever. Although, you know, I think it's just because of the Chansey, trying to find the Chansey, honestly. Like, that took so much time, and I didn't even find it. No, I'm not still bitter about it. Hopefully this Dust Claw does a decent amount of damage. Or I just get paralyzed and take 2 Growls. Yeah. Didn't matter. Never in doubt. And Jigglypuff. I think my fiance has been pretty mad that I've been hating on Jigglypuff so much, but I ain't gonna stop, because this thing's annoying. I'm so happy you missed Double Slap. Eat that low kick. Anytime Jigglypuff goes down is a good time. Ugh, I hate losing. I've never seen you around. Are you good? Now I'm playing a little fast and loose with this because I'm just gonna go into this fight with my Mankey still paralyzed. Although, I totally forgot that this guy had a Butterfree and I just ate that confusion. That's on me, honestly. Once again, not great matchups here. You know, I do even remember in regular playthroughs of this game, this route has always annoyed the hell out of me. I think because of this trainer too. And I think there's like a pair of trainers right before you get to Vermilion. And it's like something of a gauntlet, at least for this point of the game, unless you're like really drudging and going back every time to heal. Yeah, these two. And there's no way around them either. Well, here we go. Me? Well, okay. I'll play. You didn't really give me a choice. You're like patrolling the outskirts of this city. Once again, man, Mankey is just not getting luck. And I'm really worried about it wing attacking and killing me, but I guess I just have to risk it. Maybe it doesn't learn wing attack yet. Here's Pidgeotto now. Definitely can't stay in here. I could really use new Pokemon, I think, to round out my team. I have some pretty basic types currently, and so Pokemon like this just kind of destroy me. Or at least hard-hitting Pokemon destroy me. Luckily, I do also just have Arbok, which destroys everything. Huh? You want to talk to me? Not really. I just want to get to the city. This is the one. Yeah, I remember this guy from my old days of playing. Always gave me problems. Yep, Hyper Fang. Arbok tanked that, though. The point is, that could have been scary. I didn't start it. You did, though. You walked towards me to start that fight, and now you gotta hold that L. In fact, this whole route can hold that L. Although we do have to come back to catch the Pokemon. But I do want to go ahead and get to Vermilion, heal up, and then we'll go get those Pokemon. So 3 new Pokemon we're looking for here. Hopefully we get lucky. And we do. First up is Psyduck. Now Psyduck didn't get any changes, but Golbat? Psyduck didn't get any changes, but Golduck did. I guess the Psychic subtype, and it looks like it got some stab boosts as well. Could be something interesting to play with. I think this is a very popular Pokemon that gets retyped with Psychic type, just because of the lore and the anime and its headaches and things like that. And Psyduck's ours. While lulling its enemies with its vacant look, this wily Pokemon will use psychokinetic powers. If you haven't seen Pokemon Concierge, it's an incredibly cute show, and Psyduck features prominently in that. Next up is Slowpoke. He looks so dumb, and I love it so much. I am a little worried that Smog might kill it. See if I can just throw a Great Ball at it. Probably not. Slowpoke is ours. Incredibly slow and dopey. It takes 5 seconds for it to feel pain when under attack. Slowpoke is definitely one of those Pokemon that you can put on most teams and it'll be pretty good. At least in this game. And Kangaskhan. I was super worried that this would be another Chansey situation where I was looking for this thing forever and had no luck. Now, I might have to chunk some Great Balls at this thing. Its catch rate's going to be really low. I say that, and the second Pokeball just worked. Let's go. The infant rarely ventures out of its mother's protective pouch until it is 3 years old. That ended up going so much smoother than I thought it would, and so now we just get to explore Vermilion City. I really like this yellow kind of tint to the game. I think it gives, obviously, a pretty good character, but it's very striking compared to the things that we've seen before. I'm the fishing guru's older brother. I simply love fishing. Do you like to fish? Yeah, bro. I like your style. Take this and fish. So we got the good rod. Another improvement. Already we get the good rod. Once we're done exploring, it's definitely going to be on the agenda to get the good rod mons. Fitness club. Huh. So I was hoping that would be open. So this is the fitness club. I guess we'll come back to it after the SSN episode, which should be, maybe not next episode, but the one after. You're able to kind of grind up lower level Pokemon there, which is great. I was hoping it'd be open now so I can get some evolutions and such out of the way, but it's not the biggest deal, it's not. I chair the Pokemon fan club. I've collected over 100 Pokemon. This dude loves his Rapidash. He gets a lot of hate, I think, just for really enjoying this Pokemon, and it's a little creepy, it's a little weird. But, you know, I kept you too long. Thanks for hearing me out. I want to have this. Okay, so we can get the bike. Not that I think I really need it. Luckily, in this game, you know, obviously, I've probably seen it throughout the series, that we have the running shoes. Do you have Onyx? Want to trade it for my Ghastly? It's a neat trade. Onyx is coming up, but so is Ghastly, so I'm not too keen on that. Trade you my Farfetch'd? Why would I ever do that? Ducks is my best Pokemon. Go catch your own. Hey, you see I'm busy? Here. Take notes from training Ducks. Nice. We just caught that Farfetch'd. Not that I probably will ever use it, but it's still something to keep in mind. Nintendo Hotline. I don't even know if anyone watching this will know what that is anymore. Or at least the Zoomers won't. They're probably not the ones watching this, to be fair. I'm getting my Pidgey to fly a letter to Saffron in the north. I get Pidgey's learn set. Not that it matters too much, does it? Okay, so this is where I'm interested. Do I get evolutions on this? I do. So I can actually look and see if I know the move. So it learns Glare at 35. That's really good. We can learn Pin Missile. I didn't know Pin Missile was a TM in this game. Okay, so as we level up, I will continue to get moves. Great. Recruit. See what the TM Thief has. TM Pirate. Okay, I dig it. Just Firewall and Leech Seed. So he had Bide before, and now we have Firewall and Leech Seed. So I guess each town is going to have a different TM Pirate that has a different table. Okay, I think that's fine. And so without the Battle Club and the Fighting Dojo, not really a lot to do else in Vermilion. But I do want to maybe finish up with the Good Rod and see what I can get, because I'm actually not entirely sure. This is a surprise for both of us. Shelter. Okay. A decent level too. There is a Pokemon I'm hoping for. Another almost bad crit. I should have checked the mart for Great Balls too. We're probably at the point in the game where we get them. Nice. Its hard shell repels any kind of attack. It is vulnerable only with its shell open. Cool. One of my all-time favorite Pokemon. I feel like I've said that a lot this episode, that I am a big fan of the Pokemon that we're encountering, but in particular, Tentacruel is one of my all-time favorites. If we're talking about like an all Phoenix team of, you know, at least my 6 Pokemon that I'd have a team with, Tentacruel is up there, and it's on that team. Drifts in shallow seas. Anglers who hook them by accident are often punished by stinging acid. And look at that speed and special. Underrated, I think. Horsey! Okay, didn't expect this. There have been many a game where I've tried to make Kingdra work, and it's not that it's bad, I just kind of find it boring. No Kingdra in this game either, just Seadra. Although I do think it got Dragon type. Known to shoot down flying bugs with precision, blasts of ink from the surface of the water. And with that, I think that's kind of it that we need to do here. Next time, we'll be going on to Route 11, doing some cleanup and preparation before we do the SS Anne and Lieutenant Surge. So, as much as those two routes were total hell, at least we got them out of the way. And until next time.